Hello guys and welcome to our channel. This is Baby Roll. So this video been a long overdue because I didn't really know how I should make it. It doesn't really function as a guide because I know there is better methods, better efficient way to do what I did, but I'm gonna tell you in this video with a new style, like a story, what I did, how exactly I did it as best method as I could, and if you're in my same circumstances you could do the same and get a lot of gold, and why I did it, how I spent it, everything I'm gonna tell you in this video. Even my own tips and ways to make sure I get the most value. So as you got from the thumbnail and the title, I made a lot of gold and I spent it all. How and why? Let me explain. Basically in this channel I create a lot of builds for different classes, if not all of them, for PvE and stuff like that, and even so I don't play them myself, but that means I need a lot of gear, different stats, different runes. I don't have access to all of them, especially like runes from the dungeons, and with the introduction of legendary armory, everything could be accessible through all classes. So especially for runes and sigils, you can experiment to the maximum efficiency, so you don't miss anything. You would simply get everything at your disposal all the time. You don't have to remove gear between classes or do anything. So I wanted it. I wanted the legendary gear to help with this build craft stuff. So I wanted to have as much as I can legendary gear with the cheapest or easiest way and the fastest way possible. And as a main World vs World player for years, I built up a lot of mystic clovers, which is a necessary ingredient for all legendary crafting, but it also means I can cut a lot of the cost I need to craft legendary weapon and sell them. So I followed the same old method of making legendary and selling them. Right now I have more than 100, but I went to 0 after I finished what I did, and I had 1100 to start with. I never make Mystic Clover myself through the Mystic Forge recipe, nor I buy them here, since I don't play Fractal to begin with. I only get them through rewarded tracks from World vs World, and back in the day we used to get 7 at the end of every rewarded track and 15 if you were playing Gift of Battle. Right now it's 2 standard across any rewarded track. Unless you're playing a dungeon rewarded track, you won't get anything at all. Right now also there is another method in PvE that you can do it, which is playing in Drizzlewood meta, since it has a reward track system. Just like the World vs World, it will reward you with a chest that have 2 Mystic Clover in it. And something I didn't used to do, to choose legendary crafting material from Chest of Loyalty, the last reward from login rewards daily in the 4th week. And a single Mystic Clover can cost a lot. It's more than 8 gold, and it is, like we said, a necessary ingredient for any legendary crafting. Gift of Fortune for any weapon basically requires 77 of it, and that is 500 gold. That if you sell any weapon, you already get them as revenue if you never paid for Mystic Clover to begin with. The second reason for this is world completion for me. Map completion basically was a bit of a chore that I would never do. It's not fun to go around, keep getting caves and trying to find this vista or this point of interest and never know how to do or stuff like that. But with the introduction of sky scale, a lot of these things became much easier. You can simply fly to things without even having to know what to do. And the map already in the game help you. I never use taco or anything. It simply will flash anything that you didn't do. Prioritizing hearts, so usually I would keep my map zoomed in a little so I can see point of interest and stuff like that. Everything around me and move directly to it with sky scale, climbing up to vistas, going down to point of interest. Anything I needed to do, I do it easily. I always also used a power build that's really glassy, that can one-shot enemies, so it would be easier for me to finish hearts and do it as fast as possible. So the combination of having a lot of Mystic Clover and having sky scale basically, and really needing to do this legendary stuff after the legendary armory, I did it and finished multiple maps. I did my ranger, my mesmer, my warrior, and my engineer. So 4 characters, that mean 8 legendary weapons sold. Now let's get into the trading part of it. how much gold did I make from this, what did I spend it, and how did I craft it to the most efficient. So I did 4 legendary sigils, that's more than 2k. I did 7 legendary runes, that's more than 3k. I did 2 sets of legendary armors, the light one and the medium one. I don't have the heavy yet. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have it anytime soon. This site doesn't show you exactly actually all the things that you need, because it doesn't show you the cost of memory of battle or grandmaster marks, so it actually costs a lot more than this, like close to 600 gold only for memory of battle, and grandmaster marks like 150 or 200, stuff like that. So it's way more expensive than this. It's about 5k for 2 armors. And I did Warbringer, which mean I had to even buy commander tag for 300 gold, and again it doesn't show you the cost of memory of battle, so that alone in making all those legendary is a cost of about 12,000 gold. And also I spent more than 4k, between 4k to 5k gold to transfer it to about 18,000 gems, just creating mythic control, buying home instant stuff, shiny stuff, a lot of things. Obviously, I made only about 8 legendary weapons, and my profit was about 1600 gold to 2k gold for 2 weapons, basically for a map completion. And all this cost for legendary pieces, you can remove from it the cost of Mystic Clover, since I already had them, and it's about 3,000 and a half. So from 12,000, it's down to 8,000 and a half basically, which is close to everything I sold already. And not only that, I got about 1k in donation for the channel totally from a lot of people. This guy alone, this male, actually sent me 500 gold, so you can also remove that from it. And we had the meta achievement giving us a lot of currencies to change for volatile and make profit, so a lot of the gold didn't come from this. Basically I spent about 17,000 gold or 16, only about 8,000 of them came from this method, but it adds up really quickly, and as you see, I have a lot of legendary right now. So let's talk about my method in crafting. So I go to Guild Wars 2 efficiency, legendary weapons, and as you see here, the precursors with their price, profit and everything, and down there are the legendaries themselves. I try to find the most profitable here. As you see, this green number is how much profit you're gonna make, net profit basically, and you see the most expensive or the most profitable one, and then you look at 2 specific things to identify if it actually is this much worth it or you need to move to another one. So we go with frenzy right here. Usually I make the legendaries that have a huge order on it and sell it directly, so I cannot be undercutted or risk losing or wait a lot of time for the gold or anything. I see a high price enough, that more than the normal, simply someone trying to buy it a bit cheap but not buying it directly so he can save few golds, like couple hundred or something, and I sell to those people. So that mean I need to sell fast, and for that I buy the precursor directly. And even if you change here for trading boost, it will show you the order one, but we buy directly. So you'd have to go to the game and type the precursor name and see how much it will cost you. It will cost about 38 gold, which mean not that much. The second thing I look at is the gifts for making the precursor itself, a gift of frenzy. If it have an ingredient that's a bit difficult to obtain through order or will take a long time. This thing have gift of food and is pretty easy to obtain, and gift of water which has this thing which is not easily sold. You need to be the fastest, we can't wait for hours or days or stuff like that. So this will cost you about 25 golds for 100, but this number gonna increase by about 10 gold, so totally you will pay about 30 gold more or something like that for the whole thing, which means this is actually the most profitable right now. Also, most of the time you would find the most expensive or the most profitable to sell are either water weapon or quib and the mood, because they require gift of entertainment and it is made through using boxes of fun, and not everyone have them, which mean it will add to the price by spending gems. So they are not calculated through the profit itself, so if you already have them, those can be a great option. Most of the time they can give you some of the best profit. But always pay attention to the price, look to the precursor and any material that can be a bit expensive that you have to buy directly because it doesn't come for you. Now after that you move to, let's see, quip for example. So you move to the prices right here, and as we say, you will cut the Mystic Clover since you already had it. This is already a profit, besides the profit that you already get, and we sell it directly so we don't risk any losing or anything. You will find yourself making about 800 gold to 1000 basically for every weapon you craft. So that's it for the video. I hope you liked this story and footage and stuff, and I will be seeing you next time. Peace.